feeling like I'm Akademiks.
On what is the current status of the fight with Bébé? Okay, listen, I don't know what's going on in the world chat. I called Bébé out to a fade. He supposedly agreed, and I look up on Instagram, and it looked like he just did raid my room with Jada Waiter. He's posting with a purse. I don't know what the fuck is going on, chat. I call the man out to a fight. He says he's down to fight, and he posted up a purse. I don't know what to make of this shit, okay? You know what I mean? I don't know, chat. I did tell y'all, the niggas who are a little zesty might fuck you up or walk you down. Like, the zesty niggas, they're the niggas with the shit. So who's that? Sky High Grad Tomorrow, thank you for the 5 gifted membership. I don't know if I should be scared of Bébé. He posted up a purse. I think that's a Birkin, okay? Okay, so I don't know if I should be scared or I should feel comforted, because look like this guy has turned from full-on gangster to now a metrosexual. So I don't know which one it is, but we're going to figure it out. Okay, I'll give you the latest update on what's going on with the fight, but there is some happening news with that, okay? I'll give you the update of the Bébé situation in general. Also, Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner, they're kind of getting into it. Also, what do I have? YB. Oh, there's some YB stuff. We could talk about. Javante Davis getting arrested. He got arrested because, well, first of all, he started beefing with me while he was on the run. That was the stupidest thing ever, right? It's like beefing. Imagine beefing with TMZ while you're trying to avoid the police. Like, you're going to beef with the media while you're... Anyway, we'll talk about that. Oh, I'll talk about my experience courtside. Knicks is happening, okay? And what else? Fabio Foreign versus 21 Savage and Ruga. And also, I'm talking about Jay Prince throwing shots. Jay Prince, not the son, the daddy. He's throwing shots, and we got an interview to talk about. There's a bunch of other things that's still percolating within the atmosphere. Obviously, we've missed a couple days, so we are going to have to do our best at catching up today. But obviously, you know, people are trying to say, yo, just save the stream for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Monday. People love when you stream on Monday. That's when all things happen. But I believe we do have so many things to talk about that I absolutely had to get on here tonight. So hope you guys appreciate my effort. But what do y'all want? The announcement, people were, somebody hit me like industry-wise. I think they thought I was going to like announce the fight date. Yo, niggas really want to see me and Bébé squabble. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it was a nigga he run one of them labels. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna rat out my man. So like, I'm not like Bébé's best friend. But yeah, like, they hit me. They're like, yo, tell me the announcement you're making tonight is when you're fighting this nigga. We want to see if he's like that. I told him I'm trying to see if he's like that too. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the man's posing with a purse. I don't know if he's really like that, but we'll get to it. So the announcement wasn't that. I didn't mean to make it like an announcement like that. It's an announcement for my stream. If it was an announcement for everybody else, I would have posted it to my main page. I think you guys kind of know how we work here, right? Kind of communicate on my personal page with like people who watch the stream, chat niggas, and on my main page I communicate with hip hop, right? I think y'all kind of get that, but whatever. Okay, I will give y'all the announcement. So here's the announcement, right? And I'm going to judge this announcement by the W or L's I see in the goddamn comments section. So y'all gonna have to let me know if you're fucking with it. However, the announcement is that based on, really, I didn't like how January went completely, even though I still think media personality wise, I think we're number one right now. I think we've done, right? Chat, is there any other media personality in hip hop that's really challenging us for winning January? I think we won January. The ASAP Rocky interview, Fabio Foreign. We have some epic streams, epic moments. I think we're kind of rocking already. Everybody took their vacations. They're fucking their bitches on yachts. These niggas have gone on vacations. They're just trying to sign deals. Good for them. But we're here, right? I think we got a W for January. Got to keep it up. We got 11 more months to go. The announcement is, and this is why really I'm streaming today. Starting tomorrow, we're doing the first 28. Yes, we're doing every day in February. I'll be trying to do what I did in December. I kind of like that cadence. It kind of grounded me. So every day in February it's the shortest month of the year. So maybe I'm pussy for that. But still, I'm streaming every day in February, some way, somehow, IRL, catch me somewhere. I don't care where I'm at. February is going down, so today is the first day before our daily stream. Chat, I know y'all gonna say cap, but no, it's happening. So every day in February, we're gonna be doing at least some type of stream. Obviously, if you guys know it's an IRL or something like that, it'll be a little bit shorter, but we'll complete the day. But for me, I realized that consistency and our community really works with that. So again, I'm trying to get back to that, and so February, we're going to be doing every day. And yes, I haven't gone on vacation yet, but I don't think February is the time anyway. Okay. I'm single. I ain't got no girlfriend. Ain't nobody I got to go take on no dates for no, what's that day coming up? Valentine's Day. I'm good. I'm going to spend it with the chat. Let's kick it and let's make some good content here. Right. So that's really the announcement. So I'm calling it the first 28. I didn't have a cooler name, but for every day in February, we will be streaming, and today doesn't count, even though we'll just say 29 because we're streaming today and 28 days afterwards. All right. So that's really the announcement. And I hope you guys, have something to look forward to, but also you guys are happy. So I'll count those days I missed before as took a little time off, right? Whatever, right? I'll count it as that. But we're back on our grind. Okay. All right. Somebody said no nut February. I don't think it works like that, brother. I think it's no nut November. Somebody said W, if it's true, we're going to get through 28 consecutive days. That's a fact. Okay. I have a few things planned. With me announcing this, I'm going to plan around it, right? And by the way, keep in mind with the 30 or 30, at first, I kind of just said I was going to do it, and I waited till the last month, right? So December, I had to do it in December. I think this time around, we could, I'm saying February, so if I break the streak, you broke the streak, it's not every day in February anymore. So we should be good. All right, let's get into some of these things. And by the way, thank you guys for all the support and donations and everything else you guys always do. All right, we have a bunch of topics to get to. Like per usual, I want to give you guys the opportunity to tell me what topic you want first. I'll kind of do a little monologue before we get into this. And you guys tell me what you want to get into Smirk? Yeah, I do have some Smirk stuff. Okay. Before then, I will say, YB sales breakdown. Pusha T's innocent. I need to talk about the files. Address said. Is that full PF said? Said needs to tell his man, Lil Bébé, or I fucked up. La Bébé. Ooh, who sent through $20? The podcast is sold. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for the 20, bro. What needs to happen? Oh, we got to talk about 52. Yo, Sean G, if you're around, man, I would love for you to have you on. 50 Cent, he went at Christian Combs. And he's also commented on this Jay-Z thing as well. So, yo, we're so booked up on topics. By the way, let's get into it. We have so much to do. I will say, chat, me and so tell me, obviously everybody has been reeling, right? Thanks to the concerned parties who reached out, and everybody's like, yo, what happened? Did something happen to you? Who did what? What's up? Oh, we got to slide. And I'm not going to lie, chat. My voice, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of impressed by some of the people who reached out. I was kind of I like these guys. You know what I mean? Again, some good people, they reached out and be like, yo, bro, you my nigga. What's up? What's going on? Niggas fucking with you? And I appreciated those people. If you guys don't know the whole thing, around a year ago in March, essentially, actually a year ago in February. No, actually, let me go back. I got to just give the whole story. In December 2024, Lil Baby's boss calls me, yo, Ak, what's up, bro? And I said, what's up? He said, I have a really good relationship with P. I don't know if I ever told you guys. I have a really good relationship with P. Me and P, we actually talk about, and I hope he doesn't mind if I say this, we talk about like once a month, right? So it was always kind of weird because, like, remember I was going at the City Girls, and then I don't really like Baby for a little bit. So it was kind of like I'm going at his artist, but me and him, we're kind of chummy on the phone. Like, like, he loves my content. He says he watches my videos. He plays it in the office. And a lot of times he'll call me, and I hate to put this out there now, but you guys I've alluded to this with many people. This happens. P will call me and be like, yo, we were in the office, the QC office, and we're watching your videos, and while other people might not like you or whatever, or they see like you're hating, we see the validity in what you're saying, and let's rap about it in a sense. Okay, no pun to the podcast. And me and we talk a lot. Like, we talk about industry stuff. We don't talk gossip. We talk industry stuff. Like, what's the new trends? What's like where the hottest artists are coming from? What's the state of the game? What strategy should look like in a rollout? Me and him talk a lot. And, you know, this is why I also love our platform, because there's a lot of really important people that kind of watch our stream, and, you know, they're industry people. So, of course, we do all the, you know, the jokes and all whatever, and, you know, I'll be roasting people, but there's really important people that really watch what we do. By the way, also shout out to my man, Steven Victor. I saw him at courtside yesterday. I don't know if we took a picture, but like we were chopping it up and shit like that. He told me, he was like, yo, could you lay off Baby? I got a record coming with him. I told him flat out. I said, that record ain't gonna work. That record ain't gonna work. Okay. That record, but it's okay. Anyway, the point is this. So P calls me December 2024, and P says, Ak, you know, listen, man, and the only people I really do feel I have a relationship with in the industry is the ones that respect me as men. This is why me and Meek, and again, no disrespect to Meek because we haven't really got back into it. I talked to him when I was at the Cardi concert on the phone for like the 8th time. So me and Meek are not like dissing each other, but we haven't ever seen each other or hung out. So I'm learning with this Baby situation, when a nigga needs you, he'll play nice. You can't tell the energy. So anyway, I'll get to that part. P calls me, and P says, yo, Ak, man, I'm in a tough spot. So apparently P been behind the scenes. Like, and I guess he's not like a host, so he's not like fucking hiding that he talks to me, right? Baby been, you know, just like how he called up Rod Wave, and I'll get to that part of the story. He was pretty much telling P, how you cool with Ak? I can't put out music. It's not really working. This shit ain't working because Ak has a narrative about me. He's talking shit about me. It's stepping on my records. People not hearing me the same. P calls me. P says, and by the way, I hope I clear up the people who think I was like bought, because I get it. Hearing isn't the operative thing, and understanding. And people, there's so many people who dislike me, and I understand that. That's why I'm not trying to fight narratives here. So like, you know, you're going to get to a part of the story. Like, you have people saying, yo, Ak, you got slapped. I'm like, I didn't get touched. But they're going to be like, no, you got slapped. Fuck it. You can't fight a narrative, bro. Anyway, so P calls me, and P says, Ak, bro, you know, we've talked for like a year and a half. I remember he wanted me to come to like birthday bash one time. It was Baby's like thing in Atlanta. And he was like, I just want to show you like how he's getting down, blah, blah, blah. We pay for that. You know, it's label shit. You know, they kind of want to get you like to kind of see from bird's eye view what the fuck they got going on. Me and Baby wasn't on the best of terms. Not like we've known each other. So I didn't want to go to Atlanta to watch Baby just like, you know, bring her. Who donated? Yo, y'all know the vibe. Thank you for the 20. So, Ak, you better not pull a J. Cole and back out of this. Come on, just listen to me, brother. We're not back in. Do you want me to skip I don't want to skip to the end of the story. Lil Baby's trying to back out of this. I'm telling you everything. Just keep tuning in. So P calls me. P says, Ak, Lil Baby, again, I don't know what their relationship is. I always thought it was contractually, but looked like they weren't on the same speaking terms. They weren't. But when P calls me in December 2024, he says, yo, we're putting out this Wham album. I remember even telling him, I said, remember the same thing I said to 21 Savage? Or not, I said about 21 Savage. And I said, it's the A Boogie method. I said, because they felt I stepped on Baby's shit ever since he dissed me on the song. They felt like I've been literally stepping on his product to the point that he was battling falling off rumors. They all blame me like it's me. Like, this is why I'm like so like I'm confused because I'm like, if I have this power, which I don't think I have, but if I have this power, I don't know if I'm the nigga to fuck with. But okay, let's see if I do. So anyway, so he drops, ever since he dissed me on that album, I've been on his ass. I'm getting at him. They're saying that they were dropping snippets. They're doing this. Every time it comes out, niggas is clowning him because he look retarded. He do, but like, you know, they're going hard. The double reverse Oreo hug. They're telling me that everybody looks at Le Bébé like a joke, right? So P says, Baby's, you know, he's like, yo, Ak, man, I'm in a tough spot because I'm cool with you, but this is my artist, right? And he's like, yo, listen, I want to ask you a favor. And he says, the favor is, truthfully, he wanted to send me some records because he's like, I know you're not a hater. And if you heard some good shit, because at that time I was saying, if I heard some good shit, I'll say it. But he was really dropping garbage. He's like, yo, I really want to send you some shit, but they don't want you to have anything. But he got some good shit coming out. And I said, oh, word, all right, we'll see. And it said, Ak. So I was telling them to drop, I said, Wham, whatever the album was called. I said, y'all should drop the last weekend before December, if y'all care about numbers, because it turned to a numbers thing. So now they're looking at it like, remember, Baby been dropping a lot of trash. The only thing could save it is like this perception of the number. So I said, y'all need to drop the last Friday before the industry shut down. He'll get the number one that week, the week after, and the week after, just off perception. And again, even though I don't like the nigga, like, I'm giving valid advice. I think I'm giving fucking valid advice. Anyway, I forgot why they tell me the album wasn't coming out then. So they tell me it's coming out like January 16th or something. But P asks me, and P says, yo, Ak, we've always said eventually I'm going to assist fixing what's up with you and Baby because I understand your side, but I understand his side. You're your own man. He dissed you on the record. I want to get y'all cool, but whatever. So he asked me in December 2024, he says, could you give the record a chance to live on its own? Because people listen to you. Give it a chance to live on its own. Don't go crazy on it before you even hear real songs, right? Let the fans decide. And I ain't gonna lie to you, P's a really good guy. He's a really good guy. I told P, I said, P, bro, I've always said my beef with Baby is not that deep because I met Baby once at Everyday Show. It was never that deep. I was just like, he dissed me on a song. You see how your song is popular? Well, I got a stream and I got a lot of time that might do the same, And I told P, I said, P, you know what? I'm not going to talk about the album, good or bad. I won't say nothing about it. Essentially, I cleared the way for over a month of no Akademiks saying nothing until his album dropped. And if y'all look at it, the first time I did any type of review on it was after the first week sales were in. That was me doing a solid for Lil Baby's boss who runs QC. Not Lil Baby, for Lil Baby's boss. He's been a good guy to me. We've had a good relationship and we still have a good relationship. That was a favor, okay? Now, if people are mad at me that I did a favor, I do favors all the time. If 6ix9ine got out of jail today and be like, Ak, I need a favor, it's my guy, I probably would do the favor. So, out of a favor to his boss, I fell back. The album comes out. I forgot what it sells. Let's figure it out. Wham first week sales. By the way, chat, order some food right now. Roll up some weed. Call your girl over or tell her don't come over. We're gonna be in here for a couple of hours. You're probably gonna have to, you're gonna have to be in here for a long time. Okay, we got a lot of shit to get to. By the way, I'm gonna get this knocked out in 20 minutes or so. We have a bunch of topics, so we gotta just keep rocking for the whole night. All right, so please get comfortable. So yeah, the album came out January 8th. It sold 140. Now, keep in mind, his last one sold like damn near 300 or close to it, right? What was it called? It's Only Me? It's Only Me album first week sales. This is one he dissed me on, right? So this one did 216. I said, fine, I ain't going to talk about it. I gave him probably about 7 weeks of lead time. No academic shitting on the album. The album comes out, the Wham album, and it does 140 first week. Okay? which low-key was 50,000 sales in. We might talk about that at a different time. But it did 140,000. I get what's going on. Like, I can see it. At that point, Baby's low-key washed. Not going to lie to you, okay? Now, you got to realize, like, Lil Baby's, Lil Baby is a product. He's like a mush mouth rapper. He was always a product of, he had, like, this, like he was one of them niggas who, like, he talk in cursive, right? And it kind of worked until we realized that he only had one melody to offer, and he used it 30 times, and we're like, yeah, I think this is over, right? But the album comes out, and the first week sales give people some, it gives people some type of, it gives people some, like hope, like it's not over for Baby. So the album comes out, so the album comes out, gives some hope that it's not over for him. And I don't really speak on the album, right? I give my opinion afterwards. The album wasn't all that good. To be honest, yeah, it wasn't trash. It was just middle of the road. It was just middle of the road. It was an average album, and it's not what we think it would be. And if you guys remember, he announced he was going to drop 2 projects. He says, I'm going to drop Wham, and I'm going to drop Dominique. The album really went into a tailspin midweek. I could tell you how I know that later. And remember, I told you 140. We'll get to that. But if y'all notice, the second album never really came. Right? Remember, he said, I'm about to drop another album. Now, keep in mind, there's other things going on in the background, which, again, I know, but keep in mind, and for all y'all Clipper pages and even Lil Baby pages, Lil Baby at this point, which I've pointed out for the longest, and this is why when y'all say, Ak, why are you interested in a boxing match with Lil Baby? I'm actually really don't think the nigga like that. I'm not saying he don't got people around him that might be like that. Not a nigga that try to do whatever. But I really don't think Lil Baby like that. So he gonna have to prove it to me. Lil Baby, while doing a promo for this, and I remember asking P, I said, P, he not dissing me on this album again, right? He say, Lil Baby learned his lesson. That's what they told me. He learned his lesson. He's not dissing you. All right. Yeah, yo, this little mushmouth retarded nigga better not try to diss me again. That was the worst mistake of his career, nigga. So I said, I bet. I laid off. The album sales come out. I'm like, cool. Keep in mind what's really happening, and one of the things that nobody wants to talk about Lil Baby when it comes to why his music has declined, not only does he have one particular flow that was being reused and we've seen him make the same song over and over again, what was happening is that Lil Baby was actively trying to dodge a RICO charge. Yes. Fonnie Willis was investigating some of the people that is associated with him, not him, but you know how it goes. If you're the leader of Faux PF, you're going to go down with Faux PF, right? Even though they're doing the shootings, they're doing the robbings, they're doing whatever. So Lil Baby, because he's terrified, he doesn't want to go down in a Faux PF RICO. And by the way, you could go back to, like, I don't want to keep dragging this out. There was 2 people that were being heavily investigated. I have really good sources and intel on this. They were investigating Dirk. It wasn't an OTF RICO. It was Dirk in Atlanta. They were investigating. And they were investigating Baby. Both of them. They declined to indict Dirk. The feds picked it up. We see where Dirk is at. Lil Baby had the intel. Here's the thing how people have the intel. As we seen from the YSL case, everybody is fucking the clerks. Didn't we see one of the clerks posing with Woody with her ass out? The lawyers is fucking the criminals. The judges is winking at the defendants. It's a shit show. It's Love and Hip Hop courtroom edition when you go down to Fulton County. Everybody fucking. The bailiff sucking off this guy. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. I'm female bailiff, of course. So, Lababad knew that there was an indictment pending of potential 4PF indictment pending. And if the indictment came down, the likelihood that the guy who's a self-proclaimed boss of 4PF was most likely going to be indicted. What did Lil Baby do? Lil Baby disavowed. He dropped his flag, basically. He did the hocus pocus. He dropped his flag. He's no longer faux PF. He changed his Twitter name. There's no more 4PF raps. He comes up with basically some, like, I don't know, whatever the hell. He just makes some shit up that he probably just seen, like, I don't know, in a bathroom stall. He just said, we're a CBFW. We can't be fucked with. That was the only thing to get away from the niggas actually doing the crimes. Okay? Now, y'all might be like, nah, Ak, you're doing... No. I'll give you even further proof. During the time, Lil Baby did an interview with Charlamagne the God. This is the interview in question right here. The interview was out for 32 hours, then it was pulled. I know you're saying, why was it pulled? Because the conversation in this interview, and yes, you can't find it anywhere. Charlamagne did the interview, and if you look on his page, you will not even find the full interview. The full interview was pulled by Lil Baby's camp because of conversation about 4PF. He's trying his best to run away from 4PF. Got you. Okay? I'm going slowly with the story, but let me get to it, and we're gonna get to some other stuff. I'm talkative tonight. Let me chill. So that happens, and why do I bring up like this idea that the reason why Baby music sucks is that he's trying to dodge a recall? I'm not saying a man should go to jail or whatever the case is, but even though, he's basically dropped all street affiliation. Okay, that's the point. So in his music, he's also just rapping about a bunch of tricking. That's what I'm trying to say. Lil Baby was never like the super gangster rapper, but he was always like the gangster that he was like always a rapper that kind of rap about cool shit, but seemed like he was super tough too. He basically just turned to a trick rapper. So like he's rapping about bags he's buying, titties he's buying, yo, I'll take you on a trip. He's basically like an infomercial for Saks Fifth. Like seriously. So that's why his music, and I only tell you that because that's why his music sounds differently. Some of the songs you may have known, he's actively, how people said his last Lil Durk album didn't hit? Yeah, because all the shit that Durk was saying on the real album had to get taken off. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you think the police are... No rapper could make a good song if they're thinking the police is the fucking engineer. So, essentially, that's why... And I'm only bringing this stuff up because that's why his music deteriorated. Because so people like to blame it that I could just start narratives. No, he was ducking a Rico and start making bullshit music about buying bags and crap and cars. Like, how much times can you rap about SRT, nigga? Him rapping about like SRTs is like Meek Mill rapping about Rollies, right? Like, it was just like repetitive, monotonous. So that's why his music really declined. Everybody keeps saying that I killed this shit. It wasn't me, but whatever. That happens. Around like I believe February, I go to Houston, I believe. I go to Houston with Rod Wave. Okay? Here's a vlog. You can see it. Let me be accurate. No. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Oh, actually, this is my timing is wrong. So the convo with P happens in December. I go in November to Houston, right? I don't know why it took so long, but right after his album comes out, right? Or actually, is it before his album come out? I can't remember. Rod Wave calls me and says, yo, Wham called me, was saying why I was hanging with you. And I'm like, yo, who gives a fuck what Lil Baby got to say? But whatever, these rappers are friends. I can't knock it. And I saluted Rod Wave because Rod Wave was real. Rod Wave could have tucked his tail because he's like, well, I could get a Lil Baby feature for free. I don't know. But he actually told Lil Baby, man, I rock with Ak. Ak has always supported me in my career. He's a really good guy. Like, he's a good guy to me. And he even further went on to say, baby, if you and him don't get along, it's probably just disagreement. He's not like a guy who's like really like hatred, like a hater like that. Anyway, He offers to put us on the phone. I guess Lil Baby fucks with him enough that Lil Baby was like, I don't want to talk to this pussy ass nigga, but fine, I will. Rod Wave calls me up and said, I don't really know the full situation with y'all, but, I could tell y'all don't get along. And, I'm cool with you. I'm cool with him. Can I put y'all on the phone? I said, of course. I don't have no personal thing against him. I just responded to him dissing me on a song. When you diss me on a song, you diss me. You think you diss me for one time. I'm going to diss you for a year. Straight up. Like a whole year. Like every day. Like the next 28 days. The whole year. You feel me? So we get on the phone, whatever. He's telling me all this 4PF. No, he wasn't talking 4PF stuff. He was just like, We did have some disagreements that was kind of like, it really was no beef. So he was explaining why he dissed me on the song. And I was explaining why I said certain things. And, no apologies, but we just, we kind of like exchanged numbers, realized this bullshit. And what I give Rod Wave credit for, and this is why, like, I'm always open to, like, kind of patching things up. Well, not this, not this one. But because at the end of the day, usually nothing violent happens, and usually it doesn't go too far. It's just like words. So, yeah, so we got off the phone, and he got my number. I got his number. He even texted me like 2 days after because No Jumper ran some story that they were interpreting what I said. And we got on the phone back again. And for me, I thought that was cool because I was like, all right, I remember him telling me one thing in particular. And I remember saying in my head, but it was an intrusive thought. I couldn't say it out loud. He was like, yo, he's I don't know if this nigga mouth is wired on some Kanye shit, but he can't. Like, he cannot pronounce twin. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? I feel like I'm like on the BT red carpet again with Takeoff. God rest his soul. What the fuck is this mush mouth retarded? So he says one thing, and I had an intrusive thought. I never said it. He says this to me. He said, I'm like, the whole time I'm like, I need Gunna to translate. What is this nigga? And he'll just like throw up some random shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? So he says this. He says, I ain't gonna, I mean, I'm a straight nigga like this. I'm in shock to tell you that I'm just like a twin. Like, he was just like randomly throw a twin in there. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? It's twin. I mean, it's like, yo, because I'm explaining to him clickbait. So again, remember, Lil Baby's beef with me is over clickbait. The nigga say he saw some titles. He said like his son showed him some shit because apparently his son watched me or some shit. And then his son shows him some shit. And it's like, Daddy, what's this? So he says he rapped that he got more money than me because his son, think about his son came to him and said, Daddy, this Akademiks got more money than you? He goes in the booth, fuck Akademiks, I got more money. Whatever. I'm like, is this serious? So anyway, he's like, I mean, it's like, I'm gonna translate it because like that like level of like retardation, like vernacular, I can't really like I can't repeat because you won't get it. But he was basically saying, you gotta realize I'm like a real street nigga. I don't know how to use the internet. And I remember thinking, this was the intrusive thought. It's not because you're a real street nigga. You're fucking retarded, nigga. What do you mean you don't know how to use the fucking internet? Like, the nigga was basically, because when I'm explaining him shit, he would be like, you guys realize, I'm be on the internet, I'm a real straight nigga. Like, and it also, the second is, so the first intrusive thought was, niggas, it's not because you a real street nigga, bro. It's because you're fucking retarded. The second intrusive thought was, I remember on one of the songs I do like from him, he proudly raps, it's like, real street nigga, I don't even know how to work a Cash App. And I was like, yeah, I think that's just retardation, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Look, Lil Baby don't know how to work a Cash App. And I'm like, yo, nigga confidently said that. Yeah, he said on Bad. He said, real dope boy. He said, beep, next man, get back. Real dope boy don't even know how to work a Cash App. And I knew back then, I'm like, I don't think this is the flex he think it is, but whatever, okay? I blame it on retardation. So anyway, that's how we kind of got like, I don't want to say cool, but we got on speaking terms, which means, and for me, that's truce level, right? So truce level means, because I ain't gonna lie. And I told him straight up. I said, yo, yeah, when me and somebody getting into it, nigga, I'm clowning you straight up. Like, nigga, I start looking up. I'm the nigga at school. Like, I start looking you up and down. And when I see one thing, that little smidge on your shirt, I'm on it all day. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, you sharted on yourself that one day. I got mad jokes about that. So, he was just saying, man, you know, I'm in train, like, you know what I mean? I'm just restricting. Like, I'm really not working the internet, man. It's like, yo. And then he say, yo, he's like, yo, if it wasn't for rap, I wouldn't be on the internet. He kept saying that. If it wasn't for rap, I wouldn't be on the internet. And I'm like, and this is what I hate about piecing up with rappers. They're always trying to still act tough during the piece up. So he's telling me how tough he is. So, you know, I'm a real street nigga, so I really wouldn't be on the internet. All right, bet, cool. So we get off the phone for the second time. So the first time, Rod Wave. The second time he calls me, he says, Adam22 said something. He's seen a title. And he's like, yo, twin, man, it's twin. I told you, peace down, twin. Yo, we're good, bro. He's clickbaiting. I never said that. It's cool. It's all good. All right, bet. So that happens. You know, I don't even think I told P. Because I only told P. I spoke to P like when all this stuff came out recently, like a couple days ago. That's when I told P. I'm like, yo, I never told you that we pieced it up. Because at that time, also, I remember when Rod Wave got us on the phone, I told him, I said, yo, bro, I thought P was eventually going to put us on the phone. He always promised that. And this was like alluding to, I guess, whatever issues they had going on. He said, yo, P not the type of nigga that would ever put me on the phone with nobody. I'm like, okay, tough guy. All right, so that happens, and so we got a fast track, right? Because I am wasting time. So that happens. Then in March, I go to Aiden's event. The event went down without a hitch, and then we go to the club, and then some random guy who we find out is his cameraman, basically somehow through a backdoor scheme, like I like to call it, finagled his way past like a bunch, like felt like it was like maybe like 4 to 6 or 4 to 7 people, and got to my window. He's talking to me, which, by the way, I'll also, you know, it's so funny where people are like, yo, Act got smacked. I'm like, yo, there's zero video of this, right? Like, it's happened outside of a club. There's zero video of this. I could have just lied and denied it, that no one swung on me. But the truth is, somebody swung on me. I don't care. Like I don't know if people think that I'm supposed to have like some tough guy image. Like, the tough guy comes on here and says nothing happened and just flat out lies. No, a dude tried to have a conversation with me and eventually swung when we were driving off. And, you know, in hindsight, you know, lessons learned. First time I've been swung on when it comes to this type of stuff, I'll be honest, right? But because that's another thing I was hearing people say, like, you know, I could just, like, there's zero video, right? There's not even a video of the guy talking to me, right? I could have just easily lied and said it didn't happen. But, bro, I don't give a fuck, and my reputation is not a tough guy. I don't care. So if I did get slapped, actually, I would have just, like, declared war on Baby. Or, I ain't gonna lie to you, I would have probably no, let me not say it. But anyway, who cares? If people believe it or not, who cares? So that happens, right? That happens, and I hit Baby up next morning. Baby's, you know, train. I just woke up train. Not train. You gotta know, I like, yo, I wouldn't do no shit like that. Train, like, straight line. You know, like, you know, I'm realizing Atlanta's the home of the snakes and rats. Like, these guys, you can't take them for their word. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, it's really sticky out here. So, you know, he's lying between his, I think he's lying. I know, you know, the more I think about this, I kind of feel like, you know, like I'm starting to change my opinion. I was just like, nah, this is just all coincidences. I'm like, no, you're just green, nigga. Like, what the fuck you mean it's all coincidences? There's no coincidence. What are you talking about, right? Also, another thing, lesson learned with this too. So when homie, who I didn't know, like, comes up by the window, he knocks on the window because the window's closed. I put it down a little bit, and this should have been warning sign number 1 for me, but I didn't, right? He said, yo. So I put it down a little bit, like, you know, the police pull that, you could put a license to. Yo, what up, bro? He's like, yo, bro, put the window down, bro. And I hate to be Hollywood. So I'm like, and also I'm not scared like that. So I'm like, whatever. So I put the window all the way down. Bad move. But whatever. Yeah. Luckily, I was kind of like this, and it didn't connect. But shit, you know, I don't think he would have swung at all at a glass window. So, fuck it. Anyway, the point is this. Talk to Baby. He's like, nah, you know, it's like, you got no twin, like, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody would know we talked this and third. And I ain't gonna lie, I think I felt like a sucker. I felt as a sucker for what he said to me. Just because, like, I'm like, why the fuck would he lie? Right? Even though, why the fuck would he tell the truth, right? So he tells me not everybody would know. And the reason I'm saying in hindsight, when I think about it more, I'm like, this nigga definitely lied. The nigga who supposedly approached me is the guy who packs his drawers. Is the guy who gets the condoms. It's like, it's literally like the guy who holds his jockstrap. Like, this is literally his assistant with him everywhere. Right? Like, if you look up multiple videos, you'll see this guy fetching him a sandwich. You'll see this guy, you know what I mean, carrying Jada Waiter's bra. Like, you know, like, this guy's, yeah, he's an assistant. And that should have been already to me, like, if I have this issue with a guy that I'm over here calling other people, like, him and Rod Wave can't be that cool. If he's calling Rod Wave, like, man, why are you hanging with Ak? He's calling his boss. He's calling, like, Lil Baby just been calling, he playing telephone. Yo, why y'all hanging with Ak? Yo, man, he's stepping on my career. Whatever. If that's happening and we eventually talk, how come the guy that's with him everywhere don't know? Of course he knows. Like, come on. I'm a little green at the time. Well, not green, but it's just like, you know, a little naive. But, yeah. So he tells me, yo, nah, yeah, we squashed it. Nah, we cool, twin. We cool, twin. I mean, twin. Like, his jaw's doing like this, like, little perching. We cool, twin. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. And he essentially says to me, yo, bro, like, that shit probably, he first asked me, which was another sucker move by me. He said, he was like, yo, he said, if something happened, you got hurt? Like, he asked me if I got hurt. And I said, nah, I said, they swung on me. They didn't miss though, but like, they swung on me and it was like mentioning like 4 PF. And he was like, nah, twin, chop with that police shit. He's in the bed while he's saying this. Cool. But of course, my green ass, I'm like, well, he can't be behind this. He's asking if I'm good. Like, yo, he's checking up on me at this point. Yo, you good? You get hurt? No, I didn't get hurt. But like, yo, why would somebody swing on me? So, of course, my green ass, I'm like, he's definitely not behind this. And then he gives me the lamest excuse, which I believe in a moment. He's like, twin, you got to realize, like, you know what I mean, it's a lot of people who fuck with me, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, twin, like, you know what I mean, like, it's a lot of emotional, man, like, you know what I mean, like, people love me for real, like, you know what I mean, like, I'm really from my city, you know. It's like, yo, man, here's the thing, man. When we talk, like, you know, I ain't really tell everybody that we talk. It was just really us. We talk, like, nobody, a lot of people don't really know. And I ain't gonna lie, I fell for that bullshit. I was like, that makes sense. He didn't put out a press release to the gang. Like, you know, I don't know if there's a gang group chat. Hey, gang, me and Akademiks are now cool. So, remember the 40,000 I gave y'all to kill him? Don't do it no more, okay? Hell nah. Like, yo, that's how I took it. Like, oh, okay, he just didn't, like, let the guys know. Chat, I'm green. I know. So, okay. Of course I believe that bullshit. Later that day, same day, remember I talked to him in the morning. Later that day, we're about to end up at the club. I told you my plan was to, like, just go dap him up, and if I saw the dude, that the dude could look stupid, and also I could check his energy, because I was just like, something about this stinks, because I was kind of like overthinking it. He walks in the club. He's right in front of me. Like, he kind of sees people this and third. There's a bunch of people around him. And instead of going to a section that was going to be right next to me right there, like, he just leaves. Not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe these motherfuckers promised him 100,000 to be in the club, and they don't got 100,000. So I don't know. He walks in, kind of sees what's going on, and walks out. I don't know. We haven't spoken since then. Now, I'm going to get to some current day stuff now. So obviously the whole Kai and, you know, Gigi stuff happened, and this dude gets involved because he secretly recorded Kai's girlfriend. And when he secretly recorded Kai's girlfriend, it was supposed to, like, help Tylil get a gift, which later Tylil backdoored him. It's some really other shit, right? But that's how he kind of got into it, right? I communicated, I covered the story. And yeah, of course, when I was talking about him, I was definitely kind of roasted him. Regardless, his response was saying, yo, matter of fact, I slapped shit out of Akademiks, right? And I think because I went so hard with roasting him. Now, cool. Now, everybody's a little bit confused how we get to a boxing match. And I'm going to get to the status of the boxing match. But everybody's like, how did we get from there to here? Okay. For the people who say, well, Ak, you should just be mad at the guy. Well, listen, I've been green before. I'm not green anymore. Or I'm still green, but like I was born at night, just not last night, right? So for the people who say, and by the way, Le Bébé, I've gotten the Atlanta calls. I've because I guess a couple people talked to him, and this is the word officially from Le Bébé because yes, it looks very snaky, it looks scummy, but keep in mind when me and him were going back and forth, this and what people don't know. And when y'all talk about keeping things off the internet, until he had said something about me, me and Lil Baby DM'd each other to plan to meet up and fight 101. We already did that. It was over a year ago. I showed y'all the DM. He sent me a random address. I said, yo, I'm going to be here 3 o'clock. I show up there because I'm like, I got to see if Lil Baby's going to show up to really squat. This might be the realest rapper in history. He never shows up. I hit him back. He's like, yo, like I've said some bullshit. So that already happened before any of this, before we even got cool or allegedly cool. So for the people who are saying, how do I get from this guy to him? Number one, I've always suggested to Baby, whatever issue we have, if it's not on a speaking term of solving our issues, I think issues could be mostly, so I don't know these guys like that. We could solve it by speaking to each other. If that's not the case, I'll give you a one-on-one fade. What's up? Let's do it. Like if it's that serious, he declined the first time. And then this particular incident happened, but here's a story he's feeding all around Atlanta because Lil Baby's on the phone. This is what Le Bébé is telling people. You want to hear it? Y'all got to hear this. So Le Bébé is trying to do a tailspin that I started this, that I randomly picked on his cameraman to try to get this out that I could go against him again. Now, I know he's stupid, but he ain't that stupid. Actually, he is that stupid. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the first thing. He's telling everybody that Axe started it. It's clear that I started it. This cameraman brought something that I never mentioned to light. And he also lied about it. That's another story. The second thing is now, and I think this is him trying to spin out of this fight situation, or maybe his peers or street niggas are looking at him like, yeah, dude kind of look like you a bitch ass nigga. Like, I don't know which one it is, but his new explanation is this. Because my thing was, the reason why I'm going at Lil Baby, even if he didn't send the guy, which I'm really kind of like thinking now, I'm like, how the nigga with you every day don't know who you don't like or who you just talk to and piece it up with. If your whole label is calling, your label is calling, this guy is calling, everybody's calling saying you're calling around about me. Yo, why y'all hanging with Ak? Why? I don't like him. He's fucking up my music career. So you're telling me you get cool with the guy you're calling playing telephone, you're calling Rod Wave, you're calling P. You get cool or you squash it with it, but your assistant doesn't know? We could play them. Cool. So the new word I heard is that Le Bébé is going with the thing saying, nah, this is just Ak trying to find a reason. According to what I'm hearing now, they're saying that Le Bébé, when that happened, because, you know, and I spoke to a bunch of people. The reason why I'm acting like I'm acting is that, yeah, Lil Baby didn't do nothing. But I didn't bring it online. And I said, you know what? Whatever the issue is with that situation, I'm going to keep it with that nigga. Whatever it is, I'm going to keep it with that nigga. Because you have disavowed it. You said, that's my man. He agreed that's his man. But he said, I didn't co-sign that and I didn't send it. I'm not with that. And I'm taking you as your word. Otherwise, I just think you a bitch for getting on the phone with me because you didn't have to. You could have just leave it up in the air with speculation. Don't get on the phone. It's like shaking a man's hand, saying like, yo, I'm over it, but you're really not. So, with that being said, when it comes to light, I get at him because whether you sent it or not, you didn't do what's the man situation or the man thing to do in that situation. In reality, he should have grabbed the little nigga, put us all on the phone, and say, yo, bro, this shit was a mistake. Me and you, we trying to repair whatever we got going on. We trying to keep it here. Yo, if my man try to do some shit, that shit's a dub. Like, yo, listen, it's nothing, okay? Everybody on the phone. If you're the boss, but again, these guys lack integrity. They lack integrity, and this is why I'm out here openly calling them out to fights. So that never happened, right? But me and him, we're not friends like that. I assumed if he valued the fact that I'm chilling back, not going at it, I'm not bringing it online, and I'm not gonna blame him for it, he's gonna speak with that nigga and say, yo, bro, you're fucking up some shit that I had another nigga vouch for me to even get handled. So if he didn't send it, I then blame him for the supposed street niggas bringing it online when the internet nigga, me, didn't. That's the whole situation, okay? And you could use whatever, thing to make it make sense to y'all, but you're not gonna pacify me while you're either sending hits or passively co-signing or not checking your man about doing some shit. So I'll set it up on all y'all. Who cares? Now I'll give y'all the reason to do it. So that's the point. This is what Lil Baby, while calling around in the last couple days, this is his word. Le Bébé is saying, I did check the nigga when it first happened. Remember, I never knew, but after the conversation, I expected him to. But so he's now telling people he checked the nigga, saying, yo, bro, me and yo, bro, like, you can't be doing, because you gotta remember, I know people keep saying, Act, that's you and that guy's issue. The guy didn't walk up to me saying, Act, I watch your content, I don't like you. He came up to me talking about faux PF. He says, something, wham. He kept saying wham, faux PF, wham, faux PF, wham. So he's approaching me for another man. He's not approaching me for himself. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. So cool. But he's now, so Lil Baby's saying, I checked the nigga after it happened. And then I hear another thing. Oh, even after the nigga went online recently, I also checked him too. Now, I could tell it from a mile away when somebody's trying to pacify me. And to both of those things, I say, fuck y'all. I'm going to tell you why. Either you're lying that you checked the nigga, or your checking ain't good enough, and all that faux PF bullshit ain't worth nothing. Because if you can't put your assistant in check, what type of boss are you? You get what I'm saying? So, like, bro, so all those calls, and it came back to me, it was like, Act, I look like you're doing the most. No, I'm doing the most because now there's a boxing match on the line. It's no more time to get on the phone. We don't want to get on the phone no more. Let's get in the ring, and that's where we are now. So, the latest on the boxing match, and I know we do got to move on, and we got to get to other things. The latest on the boxing match is I'm hearing Lil Baby only said it out of not trying to look pussy. He got no intention to get in that ring, and it will be a situation where he says he can't do it at no matter what the time, and he won't do it for no matter what the price. He's going to say his price is higher. He got this, he got that. That's currently the thing. Okay? I'm trying to push the fight forward. I do believe in hip hop. We got to set better examples, right? Lil Baby's trying to duck a Rico. 4PF was a bunch of niggas who did a bunch of shootings. He don't want to be a part of it no more. He's claiming some other goofy shit. So let's do the honorable thing and show people how you don't get a Rico, because that's the dumb shit that YFN Lucci and also Young Thug did, and they both asses was in jail. How about we do the man thing and just get in the ring? It's entertainment, whether you beat me up or I knock you the fuck out. It's entertainment. Everybody goes home. We could shake hands and let bygones be bygones. Even though I don't think it's that serious. Really, right? You know what I mean? Well, it is kind of that serious now. But, I think his thing to fight me for is for he thinks I'm the only thing stopping his music career. Because in his mind, he thinks like he Drake. I ain't gonna lie to you. He think like he was on like about to be up there with Drake, and I stepped on his shit, and like his shit started going down. So I'm like, I don't know, like shit, we could put it in the contract. I'll never speak his name again. I'm down for that. But I am trying to proceed with hopefully getting the fight. He hasn't officially turned down the fight yet. I'm still waiting on Adin to, facilitate certain things. I will say this. This is also another announcement. In anticipation that Lil Baby is not a purebred bitch. And that Lil Baby and all the gangster shit that he has rapped and all the niggas he sent on hits and all the street shit he's been talking about, he wouldn't be scared of a blogger in a situation where nobody could go to jail, only a little bit bruised ego, and maybe a black eye. I'm thinking he's not a fucking bitch and that he will represent Atlanta because Atlanta hasn't had the best reputation recently. And I don't think one of their guys that talk the craziest on records will be ducking a fade from a blogger who everybody considers soft. And especially one that his man, even though falsely, is claiming that he slapped. So I believe that this fight will eventually happen. I rather sooner than later. But in preparation for it, I have taken steps and I'd be starting training, boxing training that is, right after the Super Bowl. So I'll be, I'm going to stream some of those as well. So I'll be doing some, a full on, it's not a actual training camp at this point, but at least, some pre-shit as if we think we're going to be fighting in about 3 or 4 months. My request to Lil Baby, please. If you was pussy and you didn't want to do it, you should just tell Adin you didn't want to do it. But you did a verbal agreement, but we've seen what happens when you've given your word. Your word is shit. Right? Just like you gave me your word, and then we've seen what happened. So you gave Adin your word, and you still act like you want to do it, but we're starting to see some cold feet. Please, wherever you're from in Atlanta, for all the hood niggas who have rolled for you, y'all can't be routing for the nigga if he's scared of a simple fight. This fight, and speaking with Adin and even hearing other people who have kind of like try to field it and being invested in it, it is $1 million fight. I don't mean worth 1 million, but it's in the 7 figures. So again, I think it's worth the time. I think it's worth the energy for him and for me, even if he up 100, 200 million. This should be free cash for a street nigga. Okay? So we will see if he accepts it. But I plan in anticipation of this actually going through that in about a week, I think it's about like 10 or 11 days. Yeah, we will be starting some preemptive, not necessarily training camp, but some sessions to kind of get me. Again, with all due respect to Adam 22, Lil Baby's damn well too pussy for him to beat me up like how Jason Love beat him up. I'm not gonna lie to you. To me, I would feel like I just got boxed down by Jake Future, and I can't do it. Respect to Jake Future, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Even everybody who I know from Jamaica, they said if you lose to this mental midget, Le Bébé, please don't ever claim Spin Tone again. Don't ever claim Clarendon again. Just stay your ass wherever the fuck you're from. And I agree. Trust and believe. I agree. So, the latest update is that, I'm hoping that this fight could take, after a while, like, we're not professional boxers here, people. Like, we're not professional boxers. But I'm hoping this fight could happen before, summertime. Yeah, after about like 4 or 5 months, like, people are going to move on. But, like, if we get something, and that's why I'm on 8, I'm like, yo, let's get everything, like, papered up and contracted up. And then we could have a little waiting period where we could supposed to be training or whatever. And let's go get in the ring. Let's see what's up. Okay? I don't want, in terms of, I've told you I'll take half of what he gets. But one of my stipulations here is, that I don't know, and I hope this is not a hiccup for the fight, is I want no headgear. Now, I've been informed that because Lil Baby, Le Bébé, might actually be technically sped. He might have one of those hard helmets with the joint that you know what I mean? And that he might have to wear that in physical combat. I'm pushing for no headgear, but if he has to wear, his little like to the crown and like whatever he got going on, I'm going to have to punch through it. It don't matter what it is. If he has to wear, I'll go no headgear, but he can't have he got to wear the short bus helmet. And if that's what, the boxing commission says he got to do, because the nigga half retarded, if I send him full retarded, Trump ain't trying to pay for these people's shit already, these disabilities. Like, no disrespect. I don't want to do that. So that's what's going to happen. Okay? So I'm pushing for no headgear, but I've been kind of told that Bébé has some, mental retardation possibilities, and some of those things could probably affect the fight. I'm down for whatever that could get us in the ring. Okay? Even if he got to wear a fucking, you ever seen them helmets? Retarded helmet. Yeah. Whatever you got to wear, like, baby. All right, I want to show babies now. I want to show like yeah, right here. If this is how you got to come in, if this is how you got to come trim twin, it's fine. Whatever you got to do. All right? Yo, we'll slap a Chrome Hearts logo on your helmet, nigga. Okay? The only thing you can't bring that purse in there is a shield. We're not doing that. That purse can't come in the ring as a shield. Drop the purse. Matter of fact, return it to Jada Waiter. Jada Waiter, I have a proposition for you too. I got you with a quarter of my purse if you become the ring girl. That nigga done cheated on you with Ari. He paying for all type of street meat. $15,000 for this pussy, $8,000 for that. Jada Waiter, you could go be the ring girl, but you got to be my corner too. If you're in my corner, I don't know if she'll do it. And if she don't want to do it, Ari, come on now, girl. Lil Baby tried to play you recently when he was trying to big up Jada. I don't give a fuck who it is or none of y'all. Anyway, so that's the nearest update. And I'm gonna take this, and this is why I'm kind of keeping like this. I'm gonna take this as just shit talking to promote the fight. Okay. I'm hoping that we could get this papered up in the next couple of weeks. All right. I'll keep you guys updated if he, does any other mental gymnastics trying to get out of this. Okay. All good, people. All good. Oh, I got some more shit. Oh, it's gonna take a while for us to get to Epstein, right? Y'all locked and loaded though. Just stay with me. Y'all tired? If y'all tired, let me know. If y'all tired, let me know. If y'all are tired, let me know. By the way, one of my good friends, after they seen, the devastating potential news, right? Damn. And by the way, I seen this other thing where people are trying to say, I've never claimed to be untouchable, right? I'm certainly not stupid. I try to move safe. And usually, I try to also stay away from niggas. And if that means, you see, people use these things to try to, get you in bad situations, right? I've seen certain people, they're like, no, we're going to repeat that Akademiks got slapped, which is not true, but we're going to repeat it, hoping he crashes out. Come on. I was the smartest in the class, right? Not the dumbest, right? Come on. The next thing is, they're like, okay, we're just going to, troll him about, no, it's fine. Me, I don't really care about narratives that much, because there's really no expectation of me, right? There's no what do y'all think? Something like, yo, this nigga talk like he was untouchable. No, I did not. Right? Anyway, some of my friends did reach out, and I do want to shout out to all my friends. Shout out to my man, Young Boy. Young Boy called me that day bright and early. And I thought it was gonna be one of our regular conversations, but he made sure to call me. Said, I started talking about other shit because I guess it was really trending. It's the Young Boy got his look on his face, say act. I gotta get the Young Boy impersonation voice. His shit was just what's that pussy ass shit I'm seeing online, man? You good? I'm like, nah, good. I'm good. And talked about it real quick. It was good. But thank you to young boy. He did check up on me. That's my guy. Even though I was like, bro, this should happen a year. And I kind of explained it. And he was just like, he said, I like that. You stand on business. I like that. So, yeah. Then, y'all want to hear some tea? This is like tea. Okay. Because he really called to check up on me, but that was it. But I was giving him an update on some other shit. And guess what happened? So, chat, y'all watch like these streamers and shit, right? So, hold on. So what happened was,